What would you say? And this is gonna really be variant a lot. I know it is, so it's hard to really peg this down. If a guy is foliar feeding, what would you say is the easiest nutrient to move in a plant through a foliar feed application? Or is that just too much of a...
No, that's a great question. I don't want to say nitrogen, but you can visually see nitrogen. You can physically see magnesium. You can physically see iron, and the reason why those are also important with chlorophyll.
Okay.
So it's going to make that plant darker green. Okay.
Squirrel. I planted 10 bags of a company's beans.
Okay.
A couple years ago. I planted Asgrow on 70 acres of the field, and I left 10 acres, and I planted this other company's beans. It was one of those, hey, man, we buy 10 bags, try it, whatever.
Yep.
Very large seed company. Huge.
The biggest.
Yeah, the biggest, the greatest. Yes. Anyway, they love to give away tractors and fuel trailers. And so I planted these 10 acres, and it was so much greener.
Okay.
It was like, dude, it was literally like, there's the Asgrow is AG45X6, I believe is what that bean was. One of my favorite beans of all time. And so planted this other 10 acres, and I don't know why, but it was like that 10 acre was painted dark green all summer. The Asgrows had a little more of a lighter green.
Okay.
Almost, I don't want to say gray, but almost in stark contrast. I got pictures of it somewhere. I had people calling me like, what on earth is going on down here? Yielded the same.
Yep.
There was no yield difference. Does that have something to do with chlorophyll and the genes?
And possibly, I mean, you're also looking at your genetic lines of just what's being expressed.
Okay.
You know, if that plant or if that field was all this exact same bean, you'd say, yeah, it looks like a good bean field. Mm-hmm. But because you had different varieties, different genetics,
sure,
they're expressing different parts.
You could see it from a half a mile away.
I wouldn't surprise me.
It was crazy.
I mean, even like the little bit of foliar feeding, multi-pass of nitrogen, I can stand on the top of the hill of one of my bigger growers, and I can see I call it like a bluish green. It's so beautiful.
Yep.
And then not even a quarter mile away, you can see that being a yellowish green. Okay.
Where the yellowish green normally wouldn't look bad.
Yeah.
The improved just makes it look.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, it was absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
I still don't have a field trailer, but it's okay. I was going to say foliar feeding.
Yep.
So, and it's different because we're doing a lot of work with melted urea.
Yep.
I say a lot, really starting to dabble. It's getting a lot of attention, rightfully so. It's a great tool.
Yes.
Where would you say a foliar application of melted urea is? I mean, tassel time. It's probably towards the end of a crop. You're trying to finish an extra shot of in. Would you agree
Help
with
it
that?
finish out. I would say one thing that's nice too, definitely in a lot of situations dealing with dry land. What's nice is if you would foliar feed urea, that's a positive form of nitrogen. If that plant would happen to be maybe negatively overloaded, too many anions, nitrates, that's a good way to help get that plant a little closer to balance to keep the cations, anions in check.
Is there a way to test for that?
Yeah. I mean, through a SAP test.
SAP test would tell you of the
nitrate levels versus ammonium levels.
Okay.
But in theory, when you do your SAP test, you don't want an overabundance of either one.
Sure.
You actually want both as slightly lower numbers because that means that plant's taking nitrogen and turning it into protein because that's what you want.
It's doing its job.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just real quick on foliar feeding. So what you're doing there is you're giving that plant a boost, and it's able to shoot out more root exudates. And the more root exudates, the more biology goes. The more biology goes, the more nutrients that are available to the plant.
Sure.
So that's what you're doing, what you're stimulating. But on the same token, if you do it at the wrong time, it's not going to have that same effect. So you're spending dollars across that acre. So like we talked about in the drone episode, trying to make sure everything's a perfect condition for it.
Yeah.
Because why do it if we're going to waste money?
Exactly.
So
temperature,
humidity, morning, evening,
pH.
Just morning, evening. Just
you want to
just
do
leave
it
it
perfectly.
at that.
Do it about 2 a.m. right in front of a lightning storm.
That'd be.
I did that one time.
Yeah,
I did that one time. It was actually really cool. I hit a deer, but
okay,
yeah, it was all right. Busted a whole nozzle, but like the deer was laying in the beans. Thing jumped up, and I mean, just it's a good buck. Probably like a 140s, 150 class deer, full velvet. And this deer, I'm not kidding, man. Just he stays down, jumps, and the boom just clocks him right over the head. Anyway, bust nozzle bodies off my sprayer. You know, we got foliar just spraying everywhere then. So I'm shutting down. This deer like stumbling around. He gets up and runs off. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. There's lightning, you know, coming. I'm like, I'm trying to put nozzle bodies back on in the dark in like 5 foot tall soybeans with a rogue like deer running all over the place. And it was amazing I didn't get struck by lightning. It's truly incredible. But anyway, guys, if you've liked the information that you've seen so far, go ahead and check out the full-length podcast on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe there. It's also on all the major podcast platforms. We're constantly dropping info and more content on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Check it out for a lot more content.